Hi, I'm Sam, and this is a short reflection for the 23rd of March. Someone once said to me, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? I said, I'd really like to be able to evaluate past events and be able to say this would have been a better way of doing things. And they said, well, that's not a superpower, is it? That's just hindsight. And I said, yeah, I can see that now. Hindsight is a really interesting thing. What were you doing a year ago at this moment? Like thousands of us up and down the country, I think you were probably watching your television as Boris Johnson announced a lockdown. Can you remember how you felt in that moment? Did you see it as something that was inevitable? You'd watched what was happening around the world and you thought, this new virus, this is going to come to us. You'd heard the numbers start to creep up. We were somewhere around 300 or so, and you thought, this is what's going to happen. Or did it come as a surprise? Did it come as a shock? Did you think, I didn't expect it to be happening here in this country? When they said to you it was going to last 3 weeks, how did you feel? Did you think, there's 3 weeks of my life gone? Did you expect it to turn into months? Did you expect this virus to last as long as it did? Did you expect it to be a year on and to still be wearing masks, to still be socially distancing, to still have to not see our loved ones, to still spend as much time inside as we could? Did you expect that? You could see it in hindsight. And you can look back and we can think, if only we'd done this earlier, or if only the government had decided to do this. And we can spend hours saying, if only, if only, if only, if only. But actually it doesn't change things. Because we are where we are. We are in a situation where we are faced with social distancing. We are wearing face masks. We aren't able to come and gather and worship in churches. And it's not been 300 people that have died. It has been over 100,000 people who have died. And today, we remember them. We remember all those who have lost their lives to this virus. But as well as that, we look forwards. We look forwards to the hope that the vaccine is giving us. We look forward to those moments where we will be able to meet up again. We will be able to gather again. We will be able to hug our friends and family again. And we will be able to meet to worship together. And those moments fill us with hope and with joy and expectation. And this season of Easter is about a hope and a joy and an expectation. But on Palm Sunday, which is this upcoming Sunday, I wonder if the crowd knew what was coming next, if the disciples knew what was coming next, if they knew that over the course of the following week they would all leave Jesus behind, that actually all of them would desert him, and actually Jesus would be killed in such a brutal manner. The one that they had followed for the last 3 years would be gone. Would they have expected that? And how would they have been feeling, I wonder, looking back on the events of that week? Would they have been thinking, if only we'd done that differently, or if only this had happened? I don't think they would. I think they would have been grieving the loss of their Jesus. And yet, we know that resurrection is coming. We know that Jesus will be coming back to life again on Easter Sunday. We know that he will be sharing in the joy of that new life with his disciples. We know what is coming because we're looking back. There will be a moment at some point in the future when we will look back on the events of coronavirus and it will be like that Good Friday, where things are dark and things are bleak, but we'll look at them through the lens, as it were, of Easter Sunday, where actually we'll be able to look back and say that was awful and terrible, and yet we had the vaccine, we had the easing of the restrictions, and actually things got brighter and things got better. And we can look back at the events of Good Friday and Easter Sunday, and we can say it was hard, it was tough, but through the resurrection of Jesus, things got better. And so when we are faced with future moments of darkness, of despair, of Good Fridays, of even Easter Saturdays, where it feels like we're just sitting in this place of darkness and of distress, we can remember these events. We can remember the events of Good Friday, of Easter, of coronavirus and of the vaccine. And we can say that God was with us and that God will be with us and will be working in so many ways to be bringing us through to a new situation. We're not there yet, I know, and we're still in the middle of a period that is tough and is dark. But I think the events of Palm Sunday through to Easter show us that there is hope, that there is things to be looking for, that God still is at work to be bringing some good from something that seems so bleak and hard. So our challenge is to be people who hold on to hope and who share that hope and that joy with one another, who look to a brighter future, not because of the vaccine, but because Jesus has risen and we are invited to share in that resurrected life through and beyond even death. Amen.